All right, we're here with Christian Ahlmann, who's the vice president, first employee, several other things at Six Sigma Ranch and Winery here in Lake County. And Christian's going to tell us a bit about what they do here at Six Sigma. Christian.
Hi guys, welcome to Six Sigma Ranch. We are just south of Clear Lake in Lake County, about 5 miles out of the town of Lower Lake. We're at 1,400 feet elevation. Beautiful, clean, clear Lake County air up here. Six Sigma Ranch, we bought this place 10 years ago, planted some grapes. It's 4,000 acres. Besides grapes, we also do grass-fed beef and grass-fed lamb. We crush all our own grapes here at the winery, which you'll see in a second. All on site. Do about 5,000 cases per year, all estate grown. And come see the winery.
Yeah, great. We're going to go check out the cave, right?
Right.
Cool. What are some of the wines that you guys do and the varietals that you grow here in estate and make? And
Sure, we do Sauvignon Blanc. Sauvignon Blanc's our only white varietal. We picked it because it does splendidly in Lake County. With our weather up here, it has very few bug issues. The wines turn out very characteristic Lake County, sort of a bright, citrusy, real aromatic, nice minerality. We do 3 different styles here. The first style is a tank fermented, real especially characteristic of the region, bright and citrusy. And we do a barrel fermented. The barrel fermented is more complex, more mellow in French oak barrels. And then we do a little production, 25 cases that our winemaker Matt calls the bootleg Sauvignon Blanc. He loves the bootleg cabin out in the back of the ranch and figures that if they had been making wine instead of whiskey, they would probably take all the grapes, put them in a barrel, smash them, and ferment them with all the skins. And so that's what he did to make this wine. It makes a really sort of a beautiful, rustic, tannic, bold Sauvignon Blanc that we do 25 cases of. And it's very delicious and goes out to just guests and friends and a few members of the wine club.
And what are some of the red varietals that you guys grow here and make wine from?
Red, we do some Tempranillo, which was an experiment. It then got rave reviews from critics, and now the experiment has turned very serious. Actually, we've noticed that a lot of guys in Lake County are starting to plant it with great success now too. In Spain, where Tempranillo started, it's very hot and very dry, very much like Lake County, so we put it in on that note. It turns out that it's perfect. It's the most beautiful climate in the world for Tempranillo. It loves that hot, dry weather. It gets nice acidity when the temperature is cool at night and hot during the day from our mountain climate up here. The tannins develop very well based on the weather also. Besides the Tempranillo, we do Cabernet. Those are our 3 primary wines: Sauvignon Blanc, Tempranillo, Cabernet. We do a few smaller mixes also, a little bit of Pinot Noir, a little Syrah, mostly small lots for the wine club and for friends and family.
You have quite a bit of a diversity of terroir and growing conditions, it seems, and you have several vineyards spread throughout the property. Is that correct?
Yeah, we can pick and choose. There's, as I mentioned, 4,000 acres, so it's 4 miles from one end of the ranch to the other. We started by setting out temperature probes to get idea of the different microclimates. Turns out we actually have 8-degree difference from the valley up to the end of the property, which means that we can grow these different varietals very successfully. We sort of have almost like small countries that are specifically good for each varietal, and it allows us great diversity. And even within, for example, Cabernet, we can do a Cabernet from one end of the ranch that's different from the other end of the ranch, and when we start blending those together, we get tremendous complexity in the wine. So this is the tasting room at Six Sigma Ranch. It is actually originally a stagecoach stop. The stage would come down from Middletown in the south end of the county, come through our ranch on bumpy old roads, and they would stop here and water the horses and let the people get off and stretch their legs. We've redone it as a tasting room. We do tastings here daily, open every day of the year except Christmas and New Year. So if you're here, come by. And we do also tours by appointment to our vineyards out back. What else to share about the tasting room? It's right in the middle of the ranch, 2 miles from the driveway, which is a little bumpy, but it's definitely worth the drive.
Yes, that was an interesting point. We saw the cave, and actually, you guys obviously there's a lot of growth of wineries here in Lake County. You guys are a little bit off the beaten path from most of your winery neighbors. What made you guys settle on the property out here?
Well, Lake County is really the most tremendous place in the world to grow grapes. We've got that really hot time in the summer. Sometimes kills all the bugs. In the winter, the frost kills all the bugs. And so Lake County, to me, is the finest climate in the world to farm anything, including grapes. When we came here, we bought the ranch because we wanted to be able to do the whole ranch thing. Wanted to start from scratch so we could make all our own mistakes instead of building on someone else's mistakes. And what we're building it into is we did the wine first. That's by far our most important concept. But then we're building the sheep and the cattle as a direct-to-consumer beef business. We've got a waiting list now, 2 years for our beef, and about 1.5 years for the lamb. It really seemed to catch on, and the goal is to add a few more things to get the whole ranch and farm concept going, which is actually a growing trend in Lake County. Also to that end, we're building down the driveway a little bit of hospitality center. The basement and the bottom will be wine storage. We'll do a commercial demonstration kitchen on the main floor, and also a large open tasting room with gardens outside, sort of a la Mexican Spanish-American mission, as you may see as you drive up the coast. And the idea is to have a few bedrooms for bed and breakfast there also, so a person could come here and get really a true California culinary farm experience, about as good as it gets.
Oh, that's great. And the cave that you showed me just a moment ago, you'll be able to host some events in there and do some dinners. Is that part of the plan?
Right. As we move the wine barrels out of the cave into the storage facility, we'll be able to really open it up. We can have 100 people sitting in there in the hillside, which is a tremendous atmosphere for any type of an event, to use that space. And we can get wine straight out of the barrels for tasting. Last week, actually, we did a vertical tasting for the wine club where we tasted through 5 years of Cabernet, including the ones in the barrels that came straight into people's glasses. It really creates an atmosphere around the wine and a great experience.
Well, great. And last bit here, Christian. So, it's obviously a very beautiful setting here. It's rather bucolic. We can hear the birds and the whole approach to your ranch, as you mentioned earlier. Your wines are also getting more recognition. Lake County's been known as a wine growing region for quite some time, but the wines are enjoying a much better and well-deserved reputation. It seems like you guys are right at the forefront of all that.
Yeah. As I said, Lake County grows some of the finest grapes in the world. Napa uses them, and now we're getting some really smart guys up here that are making wine with them. And the critics are noticing. We've got several great reviews with Wine Enthusiast, with Wine Spectator, a number of bloggers, and it's nice to see. I started in high school here planting grapevines with my brother. It's sort of nice 10 years down the road to see respectable fancy wine critics out there are recognizing this with the finest in the world. It's very exciting to be a part of it.
That's great, and this is truly a family-run operation here as well.
Yeah, very much so. My dad's on the road right now in New York sharing our wine. Our winemaker's in Bermuda. My sister distributes our wine down in San Francisco as she's working on her MBA, and I do the farming here, so all of us are involved to a certain extent, and my other siblings come help with events as they can.
Excellent, Christian. Thanks a lot, and folks come out and visit these guys. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem.